Today I'm joined with a panel of my colleagues from the various Ray White Group businesses.
Hi, my name's Jeff Moxham. I'm the principal of Ray White Commercial Metropolitan Sydney.
Hi, I'm Stephen Pajoukis, Executive Director at White & Partners. We provide capital and boutiques advisory services for real estate investors and developers.
Hi, I'm Peter Wilshire, partner from Ray White Valuations, head up the residential and mixed-use development division.
Hi, I'm Eddie Mansour. I'm a partner at Ray White Projects.
Hi, my name is Vanessa Rader. I'm the Head of Research for Ray White Commercial. So I suppose it's been a really tough year this year in terms of COVID and having to change the way we do business. But what are the opportunities for the remainder of this year and what do you really think is going to happen next year in 2021?
In terms of where we see the market in 2021, my answer to that is really tied to when we're going to see the borders open again. I've said it a few times, when we see the borders opening again, I think we're going to be really into a bit of a boom market, and I think that's also going to combine with possibly a little bit of undersupply. So I think the jury's out a little bit at the moment in terms of when that's going to start. In terms of opportunities, there's real opportunity for well-capitalised developers at the moment that really know what they're doing. There's JV opportunities popping up at the moment for developers that would like to sell but haven't quite been able to achieve the price they might want, however, and probably need some good expertise. We've got a few JVs going on at the moment where we're sort of marrying up a landowner with capital/expertise, and there's real opportunity for just well-capitalised developers. Cash is king at the moment, and I think we see in these markets a number of groups that, aren't active in the peak of the market and like buying in a more considered market.
Steve, what about yourself?
Look, I think there's a lot of capital out there and the capital is looking to find a home. It's just got to be right for the right project, for the right sponsor. So I think further to what Jeff's saying, I think there is a lot of JV opportunities that the capital wants to be married to, if I could put it that way. The banks will eventually start lending a lot more and be a lot more active in the real estate sector. So I think once those things start happening, I think there's going to be a lot more reason for optimism.
I think that's one of the advantages we have and that I'm seeing. And in these sorts of markets, having the experience of knowing who to match with who, we're playing a real traditional agency role at the moment where you need to know who can buy, who's got the capital, who's got the expertise, who might be able to partner with someone else. And we're seeing our expertise in that space really being valued at the moment. Anyone can sell a site in a market that's booming. Transacting in a market that's softening is a real skill, and I think between us all, we really have been working very, very closely together. Vals with project marketing, we're going to multiple appointments as a group now, and our clients are just loving it. And we've all been in the business for 20 years each. That's, I think, for our audience, one of our greatest strengths, and the fact that we are all separate businesses, but we're working very, very closely together is really valuable for our clients.
Yeah, so population, when that kind of growth comes back, once those borders open, that's really going to mark where this market's going to go in the future. So it's really just a wait and see what's going on. But we've got those savvy developers that are there ready in the sidelines, ready to go.
Yes.
So we don't enter that undersupply situation, which is going to be really powerful at the time. And I suppose, Eddie, you're going to be seeing that through your project.
Yeah, we've gone through quite an interesting journey, I guess, going through from, Steve mentioned before, APRA to coming into COVID, and pre-COVID, I think we had some of our best months in terms of not only transactions, but in terms of rates per square metre achieved and dollar figures achieved. It was quite exciting to see that going. So coming into COVID, there was a lot of uncertainty, so the market did slow down. We did see initially some people taking some great opportunities on completed stock, so that was a big focus. Coming out of it now, and I think with the threat of second wave in Sydney, buyers aren't as aren't sitting on the fence like they were the first time around. They're still making decisions. Money's still cheap, and I think we all have that discussion quite a bit. I think job uncertainty can sometimes be a bit of a hurdle for some of those first home buyers. But I think where opportunity is sitting for a lot of developers at the moment is to rethink what they're doing. There are certainly, I know a lot of developers over the years were building to maximise just a GR. Now they're looking back and going, well, what can we do different? How can we make this a bit more of a home rather than just another block of apartments? I think there's, the new commissioner coming in for building, that's certainly playing with a few of the builders in terms of moving forward and how that reflects on new builds. So I think it's an exciting space for us. We've got some great projects coming up, launching off the plan. We've got some wonderful projects also completing. So we're getting the best of both worlds at the moment. So for us, opportunity is for some of those first home buyers to take advantage of the stamp duty, and I think there'll be a good absorption of stock on that basis. But also then the opportunity for buyers coming into new projects, especially on those boutique ones, of being able to put in their touches to it, or being able to ask for certain things that can potentially be done to get the result in for both parties, being the developer and the end homeowner.
I suppose, Pete, you've probably seen this evolution of the residential development product going from something like Eddie said was quite investor specific to something that's more of a home and really catering to the owner occupiers. Are you certainly seeing that through the valuations you've been completing over the number of years? Have you seen that change?
Certainly seeing developers redesigning projects to cater for the current market where it's owner-occupier driven, where they might have initially had a lot of one bedrooms or studios in the unit mix, and now they go back and change the design to include some more 3 bedrooms for that owner-occupier downsizer product. We're certainly seeing, I think Eddie mentioned earlier, a number of buyers buying multiple units to amalgamate for larger apartments. I'm definitely seeing that.
I think what's been great, Pete, and we often talk about it because it's a real sort of, it gives me a bit of insight, and to also talk to my clients about it, is certainly buildings within even certain suburbs, we're seeing that the purpose that it's built for, rather than the owner-occupier, like you're saying, a study or a combination of apartments, you can really see the difference of GRs and what they've achieved per square metre.
Yep.
Would you agree that that's one of a carefully considered or consciously considered building, as opposed to one that's just been built for absolute yield? You see difference of prices achieved? Or?
Yeah, certainly seeing some examples of in particular suburbs where one developer sort of might have catering more towards that owner-occupier market, where the product next door might be a more of investor type product, and sales rates and rate per square metre is quite significantly different.
Because I think that's one of the things we're currently seeing, isn't it? Like, a lot of plans were probably put together and submitted maybe 2 years ago too. So you're really starting to see that clear difference of the different type of buildings that are coming through. What I'm also noticing is as the investors have sort of died down and first home buyers are coming in, a lot of developers have gone, well, they'll accept a certain type of product, whereas I think that first home buyers are savvy. They're bringing family, friends, they've got experts and specialists who are assisting them in buying, and so the level or quality of build that was once accepted, say a number of years ago during the peak of the market, is no longer acceptable to people, and finishes and things like that are going to become more relevant.
We're seeing in the development space at the moment planning proposals and length of time being taken from at a state government level to approve large projects now is very long versus 4 years ago it was quite quick. And 4 years ago, we were in a time where we were able to sell development sites that weren't zoned for sometimes very close to, if not full value of proposed FSR. We had a meeting with a client, you and I, the other day, who has a site that's in a planning proposal area, theirs and others part of a planning proposal, and their question being, from a valuation point of view, are the banks going to sort of accept you having value put on the ungazetted FSR? Are you seeing at the moment there's very little appetite for that? How is the sort of valuation space seeing that sort of that process, if I might say?
Yes, I agree, Jeff. We're certainly seeing lenders more wanting to know just what the as-is underlying zoning is. Obviously, we can give an opinion of evaluation subject to gazettal, but at the end of the day, only the current underlying existing controls can be relied on until it's
Yep.
in place.